Reverb7 is a Zimbabwe-based Tanzanian record producer, songwriter and DJ. Despite starting in hip-hop, he found his niche in house music. His debut offering, Out of My Mind back in 5 minutes, soon saw Reverb7 gain popularity with hits like When I and Take Me Home. In his sets, the multi-talented artist combines live instruments with his own DJ skills, providing a fresh approach to Afro house. Reverb7 is currently working on his first commercial offering, the sequel to Out of My Mind back in 5 minutes, which is aptly named 5 Minutes Later. He has collaborated with the likes of Mbaya Mutiniri, Adiona Chitonga, Amara Brown, Bashubi, and the late Andy Brown. Reverb7 is definitely one to look out for on the Afro house scene.
Hi Reverb.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Thank you so much for coming on to Off the Record.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we're in your studio where you do your thing. So before we get into all that, I want to know, where did you start? Who are you? Like, what are you about? Who is Reverb7?
That's a really interesting story. Well, it happened when, like in Form 4, when I met Samantha.
Right.
Yeah, because he transferred to our school there, so I don't know how we... Yeah, no, that's another story. I can't really talk about that story. But we got together and we started making music. And the first work that we actually did together was something called the Food Album.
Food Album, okay.
Yeah.
Why?
We were basically, like, it wasn't serious. But that's just having fun, you know, it was a Form 4 break.
Okay.
So we were just like remixing songs that were already out there, like, you know, I Need a Girl.
Oh, right, okay.
I Don't Want to Know Mario Winans.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah?
So, yeah, we made a whole album.
Oh, do you still have that album?
No, I can't stand to listen to that album. Because I was there singing off key and the lyrics are just ridiculous. But it actually did pretty well because, like, I remember, like, even to this day I'll still have people texting me and saying, oh, no, listen to the Food Album, and I'm like, why?
Just
like,
let that go.
Like, she hurts my soul. This is like, I'm so much better now. Like, give me a chance, you know, this is the new stuff. But people really loved it, so I think I continued, like, just focusing on school, and then Tags started doing music.
Okay.
And like, he was actually doing pretty well. He became a gospel rapper. I started this group called Two Way with another friend of ours called Andre.
Right.
He's actually one of the founding members of Showtime Records.
Okay.
So yeah.
And you're part of Showtime Records?
I am part of Showtime Records.
Nice.
I'm also a founding member, I guess.
So did you actually study this, production, being a DJ? How did you get into it? I mean, I know you said you started in Form 4.
Yes.
But then, like, what made you decide, you know what, I'm just going to try for it? Did you study? What do you do?
I finished my A's.
Okay.
What did I study? I think I did accounts.
Yeah.
I did management of business and economics.
And how does that fit into the whole DJing, engineering, producing?
At all.
Okay.
Then I had to go to school.
Right.
So my sister was studying law in Tanzania. So I just figured, well, since she's already doing it, let me just
go into do that.
Law. So I studied law. But while I was there, I was still doing music, like, on the side. Just because, like, out of passion, I guess.
Okay.
And so when I finished, like, I remember one of my breaks, I actually came back and I recorded an entire album. It was a gospel album. Gospel rap.
Okay, so you're still in that gospel vibe?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that didn't do too well, but, you know, people liked it.
But it's a start.
It was a start.
Yeah.
It was a start. So that's where I got my name Reverb7 from, because I started producing music for myself.
Okay.
And I would get a few beats from Tags. Tags was the only other producer I knew, like, where I could actually say, hey, can I have a beat?
Okay.
That kind of thing. So yeah, I released that album, went back to school, then I came back. And when I got back from school, Tags was already on some other level. Like,
he's the guru, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could say so. Yeah. He was, like, now popular and whatnot. And so I got back and I saw him living the life. I said, yay.
That's what I want.
That is cool. And, you know, I've always had the passion for music.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to do this music thing.
Okay, so what were the challenges that you had to overcome to the point that you're like, you know what, I don't care, I'm just starting this, I just want to try it? What did you have to overcome? Like, what were the challenges?
The biggest challenge was altering my dreams.
Okay.
I guess.
Because you studied law and then you had to let that go.
Exactly.
Right.
And that in itself was a challenge because, like, a lot of people knew that I was studying law. So when I got back and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna try doing music.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, what? And also, the other challenge was just finding myself musically.
How did you do that? You know, because people usually say stuff like that, but how do you find yourself in music? Like, what process were you going through where you're like, this is what I want to do?
I started producing and I was like in hip hop circles.
Okay.
So I was producing hip hop.
Right.
I wasn't bad at it. I wasn't really great, but I wasn't bad. Like, I had enough of a name, like I could work with most of the hip hop artists to do that. So, and I was well known for my sample beats. I was like Harari's Kanye West, you know, the old Kanye West.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
Like the first 3 albums.
Not
Kanye,
easy,
you know,
not this one right here. Okay.
Like that old Kanye West. And I don't know, people really like that stuff, but like for me,
your passion was
cool.
Not into it.
It was cool. Like I was a hip hop head and stuff like that, but I wasn't really, you know, into it. I think I was only doing it because it was cool.
Okay.
At that time, and the rest of the circles were doing hip hop and whatnot. And then somehow I got a hold of DJ Ken's album, I Can't Survive.
Okay.
I Can't Survive. And I just changed everything.
So you were like, you know what? I'm done with hip hop.
I was just like, I wasn't done with hip hop.
Okay.
Because at that stage, I was working on an album.
Yeah.
Well, a mixtape called And You Know This, Man. So I'd already worked with so many artists. The Tins, Tex, FTR. Did I work with FTR? I think I did. One Take, Cynic, DJ Nida. Like, I had a whole lot of artists that I had already worked with and we had already compiled. I think we had like 20-something tracks. And that was the challenge. Like, okay, what do I do now? Because I really want to do house, but I've got this. So at the end of the day, I just gave the artist the tracks. Whoever worked on whatever got the tracks. So people were releasing songs by themselves.
So I know you talked about Form 4 when you and Tags got together and you released an album. But I'm interested in the first song that you actually produced, that you sat down and say, this is what I want to go for. How was it when you finished that song, and what feelings did you get when you're listening to it and you're like, oh my god, this is me?
In terms of like Reverb7 now?
Yeah.
Or like Reverb7 old school?
Well, your first song as Reverb7.
I don't even remember it, to be honest.
Really?
It was one of those gospel songs where, I don't even remember any of those songs.
Okay, well, what about now, as the new revamped Reverb7?
Revamped Reverb7, I would say the first song was Can You Feel It?
Okay.
Off my debut album.
Can we hear a bit of it later when you got time?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not so proud of it?
No, I actually quite like that.
I think
like,
it should be.
When I wrote that I was like, yeah.
I think I've got something here, right?
I've done it now.
So what were those feelings like you actually finally did a song?
No, I was really I was excited because I felt like I'd written something that was different from everything else I was hearing. It wasn't too R&B-ish and it wasn't too much into house. I felt like I found a good balance between them. But I don't know what happened. Since that song, I just haven't been happy with my writing. I'd rather the artists write for themselves.
Okay.
So it's
so that they have the emotion.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's like a fusion of two different styles.
Yeah.
It's me and the artist.
Okay.
Rather than me coming up with everything, they're just getting the artist to come sing that.
So do you come up with the theme or you let them do that completely?
I let them do that also. I just tell them, look, I want a clean song. No swimming.
Okay.
Nothing about sex.
Okay.
Everything along those lines.
Fair enough.
And it's worked out pretty well.
That's good. So have you ever had times where, you've come up with your instruments and your arrangement, I think that's how you say it, and then they come up with their theme and it doesn't really gel? Do you ever go through that? And how do you get to that point where you're like, no, I don't want this part, I actually don't like
what usually happens is I'm in the studio with the artist.
Okay.
So they all come up with a theme.
Right.
I'm like, okay, what about this? And I'll be like, yes or no.
Right.
That kind of thing. So we discuss everything really.
Okay.
So even as they're recording, if there's a line that doesn't make sense or that I don't like, I tell them.
Okay.
Or if there's something that if I give them some advice and they don't like it, they also tell me.
So you work together.
With the artists I work with, we've got a very good working relationship where it's honesty.
So, you've been saying you do a lot of things. You say you DJ, you produce,
I do.
and you engineer, like, what is the difference between producing and engineering? Because I think people don't really get that.
Okay, producing is generally coming up with a song.
Okay.
You know, like where you choose the instruments,
Yeah.
you come up with chord progressions and stuff like that. So that is the production side of things.
Okay.
Then there's engineering, where you're recording the artist, and after the artist's gone, you're now tweaking things. You're putting everything in tune.
So that's more like you're editing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the engineering part of it. Which I'm not the best engineer. I think I'm okay.
You should not be saying stuff like that.
No, like to be honest, like
believe in yourself, Reverb.
Like I didn't train for this. Okay, I didn't train to be a producer either, but I feel like I am a producer.
Okay.
That's what I feel like I am.
More than a DJ.
When it comes to that, I don't know.
Okay.
I really do enjoy DJing.
Yeah, I've seen you do your thing. You seem like you're in your vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'd say I'm more of a producer, and like there's supposed to be division of labor. There's supposed to be people who are just engineers.
Okay.
Whose ears aren't biased. Like as a producer, you want something to sound in a certain way, even if it's not correct. You'll go with it because you're like, no, this is what I want.
Okay.
But a proper engineer will tell you that no, this is not working. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there's always that conflict of interest when you're the producer who's also now engineering.
I suppose. I mean, I'm obviously I don't know much about this. But I think that it's very good for you if you're able to do all those three things, because you're not left out when you're producing your song, when you're DJing, and also when you're doing your engineering. So it actually does work together, doesn't it?
It does. It works together well. Like when you're DJing, that's when you can actually tell that, okay, there's something wrong with this mix. So usually I like to play songs before I release them just to see what's up. Although in the past, I'm not too happy with my engineering.
Okay.
But I think with the new project, I'm doing pretty well because I'm now getting a whole lot of second opinions from like other producers, other engineers, other artists also.
So you are constantly improving.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I'm working on it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So the music industry in Zim is an exciting place. So many creative juices flowing. We've got Sungura music, which is massive. It's been massive for a very long time. Dancehall is a very new genre as well, which is doing very well. But what about house music? How do you find yourself within the industry as a house music DJ, producer?
I think I'm very blessed that I chose to do house when I chose to do it.
Okay.
I think that's how I managed to survive actually, because I was lucky enough to have the biggest house song in Zim at the time.
Oh, hello.
which was Honai.
Honai, okay.
025. That song was quite big. It got a lot of radio airplay and stuff like that. And I think the reason why I've actually been doing alright is because it's different. There are a lot of hip-hop artists, there are a lot of dancehall artists, there are many neo-soul artists. Neo-soul is actually pretty big.
It is, actually, that's true.
And everything else, the Sunguras and whatnot. But there weren't a lot of house acts, especially from Harare. I can't really speak for Bulawayo, but I really feel like there's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, with you know, City of Kings, and
I think
they love their house music.
I think I was just lucky and blessed to be in Harare where the radio stations are, and to have worked with these amazing artists to the point where I was able to make songs that would get radio airplay and people would like it because they'd be like, oh, this is from Zim, that's cool.
That's different.
You know?
That's different.
Yeah, oh, this is in Shona, that's nice. You know, that kind of thing.
So you actually do think that people are open to house music?
I think people are now open to house music.
Okay.
I've even heard like some of the songs that haven't been released yet by other house artists. And it's really gone like a deep house. Like it's not what you'd expect. Like it's not what people would normally play in clubs.
Okay.
But I think there's a movement that's about to start coming up soon,
and hopefully you're at the forefront of this.
With my peers, yes. Not just me. There are a lot of talented house artists.
Yeah. So who have you collaborated with in the house industry?
Well, the artists I work with aren't house artists. I'm always forcing them, like, we have to
try something different.
Exactly, that's usually my speech. Let's try doing something different, you know? And it's worked out pretty well so far. I feel like because of that I haven't, like if you're a house purist, you wouldn't really consider my music. all-out house. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of house elements, but like the vocalists and some of the chord progressions and stuff like that aren't really house. So I think I found an interesting fusion.
Yeah, actually, when you mentioned that most of the people, the artists that you have collaborated with, they're not into house. I remember the first time I heard about you was through a mutual friend who gave me your CD. Actually, asked me to keep it for him. So shout out to Chase.
Yeah,
that's it. And so basically, he gave me your CD. He just asked me to hold it for him. And curious as I am, I love music. I was like, let's check this out. There's a house. This is a house DJ in Zim. Let's see what it's about. And I saw that you've got so many different collaborations with different people in different genres, and I was very impressed.
I am working with other artists.
Okay.
Like for my next project, there's some tracks that I have co-produced with Tags.
Right.
I would like to work with Young Nash, Deep Legends, Rob Maxon,
Okay.
Yeah. The Gender Monks.
That'd be amazing.
I've been talking to a lot of them.
Okay.
And we've already got stuff planned out, but nothing's come to fruition yet. But it's just a matter of time.
Okay. So, what would you like to contribute to the Zimbabwe music industry? What's your vision?
My vision is just to bring a new sound to Zim and to make people understand that it's not just Sungura, it's not just dancehall, it's not just hip hop.
Right.
There's also house, which is pretty dope.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I'm just trying to get people to appreciate that. And so far, we've gotten a very good reception. Like me and the other house heads in Zim,
Okay.
the other people who are making house and stuff like that, we've gotten a pretty good reception. And everything I say is with all due respect to the other artists. You
Yes,
know, like
no.
they're doing their thing. They're doing it. But we'd also like to get to a point where house is doing what Sungura is doing.
Yeah.
Where we can export it also,
Outside.
where we can actually go and perform in other places,
Okay.
and not just perform for just the Zimbabweans or people who know our music. Just to have that name where a lot of people will come to the show.
Right.
You know, like if we're in France, for example, we'll have
Yeah.
a lot of French people at the show. But
So
we
you
also
want to have an international sound?
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
I think, yeah, that's a long story.
And what advice can you give to someone who wants to get into DJing, producing? What can you say to them?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
It's not as easy as that sounds, you know?
It's not. Yeah, it's actually very difficult because like you will get a lot of criticism. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I quit rapping because.
You used to rap too?
Oh my god. Yeah, my.
Oh yes,
my
of course.
gospel album.
Yes.
Yeah, so I got a lot of criticism and that kind of made me quit. And then there were times when, like, I'd get to the studio and times, for example, I was working on a beat and you get in and you're just like, I've got a long way to go. You know, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. That stuff is demoralizing. Even some people saying, like you know, you can get so excited about a song that you've made and then you play it for someone and they're just like,
Yeah, I'm not really feeling it.
yeah, you know, that kind of stuff is very demoralizing. But just keep doing what you're doing and don't listen to other people. Listen to constructive criticism.
Yeah.
But if someone's telling you don't do it because it won't work or do this,
That's negative and you
because,
don't.
yeah, you don't need that. Just
Yeah.
do what you have to do.
So how do you deal with criticism?
That's a tough one.
Because you know, many times
That's a tough one. It hurts.
when you've got a new song, it goes on radio and
Yeah.
people call in or they send in messages and they give their 2 cents about it. Sometimes people can be a bit harsh because they don't realize that words are very powerful.
Exactly.
You know, they don't realize that what they think is funny can actually demoralize, as you're saying, someone and make them actually stop. So how do you deal with that?
I'm not gonna lie, it's tough. The thing is, somehow, like, I like to think I'm a humble person. I think I am humble, but I've also got a bit of an ego where I'm just like, yeah. Like with every song I make, I'm like, yeah.
But you're an artist.
Now
you know,
they're gonna see, yeah,
you know?
exactly. So
Someone-
every new release, you're just
yeah.
like, yeah, now they're gonna see who I am, and that kind of thing. And then
I'm gonna prove
someone
it to
will
them.
come and tell you that, nah, I don't think this is right. And you know, like that hurts.
Yeah.
You know,
Because you're an
but-
artist, you're sensitive about your
exactly.
stuff.
And I feel like, okay, this is me, and I've given you an expression of me. So don't tell me you don't feel it. You know, that kind of thing. So I guess it also depends on who is giving the criticism. Like there's some people where it's coming from a good place and they actually want you to do better.
Yeah.
So like if someone says, Ish, I think the vocals are too loud in that song, I can listen to that and be like, okay, cool. But someone says, those vocals aren't right, I can be like, you know?
Yeah.
I gotta be real, like, I'm happy with the song. Or if someone says, oh, you should have done this, I'm like, no.
This is what I wanted. This is my vision.
Exactly. So, like, it's a mixture of both, where there's some criticism that I ignore completely, but I do take in a lot of stuff. I really like criticism from people who are not in the music industry.
Okay.
Because I feel like that is pure. And those are the people I'm making the music for anyway.
Right. Not for people in the industry. I see.
So people in the industry, they'll give you good advice. Like, maybe if you wanted to do well on radio, add this or do that. Where you take that stuff with a pinch of salt. But you don't necessarily have to listen to them.
Completely.
Always have to be yourself. But if someone out there says, I don't make music, but I would like for you to make a song where it's in Ndebele and they're saying all proverbs or something like that, I would actually take that and be like, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
So you basically need a thick skin in this industry.
You need a very thick skin. I've been lucky. So I think if I was in the hip hop circle, things would have been tough, because in that industry, that's where beef is all over.
There's a lot of talent
yes,
and competition. So.
Exactly. The competition doesn't really bother me. It's more of like just the people, the rest of the industry. Luckily, House has just got the coolest people. Like,
they just chill.
Everyone is so supportive.
That's why we love house music.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, everyone I know who does house is also a DJ.
Okay.
But they'll play everyone else's stuff.
Yes.
And that is dope.
It's not just you.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I'll play Max and stuff. I'll play Deep Legends. I'll play Champion Mouse. I'll play anyone. You know, because like, we're actually building an industry, and I think that's pretty dope. It's pretty exciting to see that things are going to end up.
Awesome. So, which artists have inspired you?
Showtime.
Okay, from within Zimbabwe and outside Zimbabwe.
Okay, within Zimbabwe, mainly it's Showtime.
Okay.
Like.
But you're just saying that because you're part of Showtime.
No, I actually owe my career to artists at Showtime. Like, everything they've done for me, they've done for free.
Right.
And I am where I am because of them. Like, if I was just releasing instrumentals, I don't think I would be where I am if it wasn't for like the vocalists that come with the song. You know, and they've just been so supportive. And then I'm also inspired by those artists who are just doing them. You know, artists like Shingi Mangoma, where like I can have a conversation with her and leave saying, "Wow, that was pretty amazing."
I've been inspired.
Then they're also like me. I'm mainly inspired by producers.
Okay.
Dutch is a genius. Tags is also a genius. We all know them.
Yes.
Yagi Dojo is a beast.
Okay.
Young Nash, Xander. There's just so many producers where, like, you're excited, but you're mad every time you listen to a new song of theirs. You're like, I should have thought of this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're just like, this is amazing. You know, that kind of thing. Like, but it's dope.
So they actually do challenge you to do better.
They do. Okay. So yeah, and then internationally, I'm just a house head. Any house song, like I try to learn from everything I hear.
Okay.
Including when I'm DJing, like I'll listen to the DJ plays after me. I'll just be like, okay, they did that differently. I like that.
Yeah.
And you know, so it's like I'm always trying to improve on who I am. So whatever I hear, I'll try to take elements from something and learn it.
So if you could choose an international or an African artist that you would like to work with, who would it be and why? I like that smile because you've been thinking about that, haven't you?
Yes. It'll be Wizkid.
Oh yeah, I love Wizkid too.
Yeah, because I really feel like we're coming with something crazy, something different, something new. And
you want to shout out to Wizkid right now?
Yeah, shout out to Wizkid. I hope you see this. If you are watching this, we've got to work together, bruh. Please.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I think he's brilliant. He's done so much at such a young age.
Yeah.
And he's covered many genres, actually.
Exactly. He's quite
so that's your guy. And on an international level?
On an international level, I think Emily Sande.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's completely different.
Yeah, no, I love her voice. Like,
okay.
I feel like if I'm to make a song with her, like, then I can retire.
Oh, really?
Like,
so
then,
that's the ultimate.
Yeah, that's the ultimate. Like, I mean, yeah, there's the Beyonce's and whatnot, but I feel like that's cheating because they've already, you know,
they've made it.
Like, you know, you can't fail with a Beyonce song.
Yeah, that's true.
But with the Emily Sande song, I feel like that would actually be music. Like, that would actually
She's
be.
got a beautiful voice.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Awesome. So hopefully you'll get to work with them.
I believe that one day I will.
And if you do, remember, you first sang the song off the record.
It's true.
So what is next for Reverb7? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
To be honest, I don't know where I see myself in the next 5 years.
Okay.
But I do have dreams that I'd like to achieve soon. Right now, I'm currently working on an album. This will be my first commercial release because everything I've released until now has been for free.
Okay.
The singles will be seriously free. I don't know why I said serious. The singles will be free, but the album itself, I'm going to be selling on iTunes.
Okay.
In stores hopefully and stuff like that. I would like to do some touring.
Right.
I'd like to get airplay in Tanzania especially because that's where I'm from.
Original.
Zim standard, we're gonna get that airplay.
Definitely. I think you already have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, shout out to the radio stations. Thank you for all the support. South Africa, but they're not really my main target because I feel like they've already got more than enough house there.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to take over the rest of Africa and then move over to the rest of the world.
Okay.
Slowly. I'd just like to be recognized as an artist.
And so how can people find you? And I'm sure people want to know more about you. How can they find you? Facebook, Twitter, social media?
Yes, I'm all over social media. The Facebook fan page is facebook.com/reverb7.
Okay.
And then Twitter at Reverb7. And I'm very interactive. I never ignore tweets.
Okay.
Unless I feel like this could get me the job. But like, yeah, feel free to ask me anything, even if it's got nothing to do with the music. Make fun of me then. If you're an awesome fan too, then yeah, you know. Whatever. Even if it's about food, I'll respond to everything. Like, I really love interacting with people. Everyone who supports me, I try to support them back also. So like even like a lot of my followers who invite me to things, I really do try to attend because I just appreciate the fact that
the love that they're showing you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, every retweet matters, every like matters. You know, that kind of thing.
I hear you. And what about Instagram, SoundCloud?
On Instagram, I'm there as Reverb7. SoundCloud, same thing. SoundCloud.com/Reverb7.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do. It's Mr. Reverb7 because apparently Reverb7 was already taken. Yeah. The website. When's this?
Pretty soon. Pretty soon.
December.
Yeah.
Visit the website, reverb7.net.
Awesome. And one last question. What's your motto? What gets you up and going and keeps you doing this?
New day, new mercies. It's a movement that a friend of mine started, Mr. Green. And
New day, new mercies.
yes.
I like that. It's different.
It's a Christian thing.
Yeah.
From Leviticus. And it just motivates me because I'm like, okay, fine. Whatever didn't work out yesterday will work today. It's a new day. We've got
New beginnings.
mercies, new beginnings. So
Lovely.
yeah, look out for the clothing line.
Oh, really? So we're getting into the clothing line as well. Wow.
Yes.
So you see, you didn't mention that in the next 5 years. That's very soon.
That's more Mr. Breeze thing.
Oh, okay.
But like, I'm
You're
supporting
featuring
him.
in it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm a really huge fan of NDNM.
Okay.
And we're working on an album for them also.
Really?
Yeah, which is going to be quite interesting. Actually, my third single is Reverb7. No, yeah, my third single is Reverb7, NDNM, and Fanatic Gallery.
Okay.
That's
Awesome.
I'll play that for you after this.
Yes, actually, we want to hear what you have. So that'll be awesome. We want to hear most of your music. So I remember the first time I heard about you was through that CD, and I'm a massive house fan. And I was like, oh my gosh, we've got house music in Zim. This is awesome. Who is this guy? I need to meet him. And we were out one night, and you were actually DJing, but I didn't know who you were at that point. And I remember sitting in the lounge bar and thinking to myself, this DJ is awesome. Who is he? And someone is like, oh, that's Reverb7. I'm like, oh my God, Reverb7. And when you finished, I remember running up to you and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy to meet you. Like, I've been dying to meet you. So, you know, it's been awesome getting to know you. It's been awesome working with you. By the way, he did the opening song, the credit song for Off the Record. Brilliant tune. And I'm really happy that, you know, I got to meet you and we could work together and you took some time out to be here with us on Off the Record.
I'm really happy that we met also.
I think you're
happy
awesome.
that you've given your time, you know,
Yeah, no,
to
thank you.
interview me.
Yeah.
Nobody.
No, you are somebody. You're getting there, and I'm just so happy that, you know, yeah, like destiny happened and we got to work together, and I'm sure we're going to keep working together. You're humble, you're talented, and I think you have a brilliant future ahead of you.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for your time.
Well, thank you so much for having me on the show.
So you've been watching Reverb7 with me, Samantha, on Off the Record. Thank you so much for staying tuned. See you next time. Where does it fit in? Have you found a market? Are people accepting you? How are you finding it, being in the house genre?
Yeah. I was about to say.
I know, right?
And it's right here. It's right here.
Okay, so we have to redo it.
Yeah, we have to redo that.